So we're back with this, and we're going to do bags number 2. I'm going to say bags number 2 because there are 2 bags that have the number 2 on them, because it's a big bag, and they don't put the bags inside of the other bags, they just have 2 separate bags. Because that's the way Pantasy, I don't know if it's meant to be pronounced Pantasy, or is it meant to be, as you would expect, Pantasy. It's a bit of a weird made-up name. Alright, so there's an awful lot of those pieces, so that's a bit of a shame. They're going to get lost. And then we've got these, so that's all good. And there's a little bit. We'll just do a quick jump ahead. There's at least two of the little bears, which are quite neat. I think they're slightly different to the Lego version. I don't remember the arm has been quite like this on Lego ones, but we'll have a look-sees. Well, we won't have a look-sees because I don't have any spare Lego things sitting on the desk. Good thing is I am possibly going to be doing something which will enable me to have more room where I live, so I can be a bit more organised, and so maybe I'll be able to go through and find things when I need to find them. So what are we up to? Oh my gosh, what I need to do is tidy my desk. It's just going to go slow because it is late. I shouldn't actually have done like 2 videos tonight. But oh, what am I looking for? These are not white, are they? This is what's getting me. These are actually purple. So from my point of view, these all look white, but they're not. They're purple, lavender. And so we have to make 3 of these. Okay. So that's good because now I know what I'm doing. That's not the piece I want. This is the piece that I want. That one goes there. That one goes there. Okay. How can I do this slightly quicker than I am? Can I speed up? I did a car improvement today, a repair by, where's the last one of these pieces? This flat piece, I kind of lost it yet. The night is still young, so I don't think I could have, no, there it is. Yes, I repaired my car because it failed its warrant of fitness we're going to make 3 of those ones. By doing the most mundane repair of all, which is changing one of the brake lights. So I kept thinking actually my reversing light was going to fail, because when I looked at it, there was only one reversing light on the back of the car. And it was like, wow, okay, I've got one of my reversing lights broken. And then I went to try and repair it, and then I suddenly realized that my car is asymmetrical. It doesn't actually have 2 reversing lights. It only has one on one side, and then it has another red light where the reversing light is on the other side. And I was like, is that legal? Like, surely it should be, your back of your car should be symmetrical. And what's the other red light for? Is that for when the headlights are on? I should probably test it. So it's very odd, like very, very odd. But I took it along to Warren the Fitness, and they didn't say, oh, you've got your lights all funny. That doesn't make any sense. So they just said one of your brake lights are out, which is a different light. So it was actually quite straightforward to repair. So that's the moral of that story. It's not too hard to fix brake lights on my model of car. In fact, it's kind of well set up to be very straightforward to do, relatively speaking. You've got to undo some bolts, and then you've got to fiddle around and pop things off. But outside of that, it's not too hard. I can't remember, like the only other car I've ever changed a brake light on was my 1982 Toyota Starlet, and I can't remember if it was that fiddly. I'm pretty sure it was quite kind of also straightforward, but you didn't have to do it in the same kind of way because it was larger and you could go inside the car and fish around the back and take things off. This is a tiny car, and so it's built differently. But anyway, what else? There's not much else to say about that, so I'm not going to say anything else about it. So that one goes there. Oh, and apparently this piece goes here. And where did that other piece go? It wants me to put this. Do I actually have that piece? I must have. It must be here somewhere. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's the second time. Oh, there it is. So this is what I needed to fix this bit here, because I'm missing a piece there. I must have done something wrong. But and I jumped ahead by putting that piece there when the instructions clearly do not tell me to do that yet. So I am being, well, they tell me on the next page, so it's fine. I have to be a bit more careful. So that one goes there. I hope the fact that that's missing is not going to cause significant worries in the future. And then that one goes there. So how does it look now? We've got that, and they all go pretty good. So that's working out well, I think. And so now these, which are also look incredibly white on the piece of paper, are in fact purple, lavender. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, there's even more. Oh my gosh, this never stops. And we have to do them on both sides. Oh, this is going to cause a problem, isn't it? Do I have any piece on my desk that I can just chuck in the meantime? I do. I have a white one, a white Lego brand one, so we'll just put that in there. That's a bit rude, but we're still, oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. I'm not too sure where the other ones are. So there's one. And I need one more. I need that piece. I can't see it. This is tiring. I really should have had the little plastic container to put everything in. That's such a good idea that I'm seldom using it. There we go. Alright, so there's some Technic pieces coming up, so that should be fun. And there we go, that's done. So, turning the page. Go away. Now we're turning it around, and we've got a little post box thing. One goes there. That's fun as well. And that one goes there, and then this piece goes here, and this looks like it should be amusing, so we'll start with just randomly chucking them on. I'm not actually going to do it exactly the way. I'm going to combine both of these steps into one because I can see where this is going. And well, this is good because I'm going to get rid of a whole bunch of pieces in one turn, one move. And so I bet you I'm going to run out. I'm going to miss something. So I'm just going through. So that's all the white ones. There's the, oh gosh. pink one there. There's a slight, I don't, do they actually have, look on my finger, I've gone and put marks all over my fingers. Are these actual, like, the same as Lego pieces? I don't think I don't, I mean, I guess they must, they are. I just suddenly don't remember actually ever having one. So, now we're turning the page, and it's the same on the rest of it, so you have to continue going all the way around. I'm just going to go there, and nope, that's the wrong one. I still have to fix in my car though. The front lights, like the headlights, they said your headlights are too dim, and I'm like, well, that sounds like a terrible, it's like one of those things you think, oh well, that's not going to be a big problem, they can just adjust it something. But it's like, that doesn't sound right. You can't just have dim lights, like they're not like LEDs, they're old school incandescent lights, so shouldn't they just like stop working, or you know, they're either working or they're blown. So but I looked it up on the internet, and there's a variety of, there's a couple of reasons of why this might be the case. One of them is like a bit of an annoying electrical fault, but I'm going to go with, well, the bulbs are dirty, or they've got something on them and they'll have to be replaced. So tomorrow I'm going to get up the courage to try and take off the headlights. I have a little manual that comes with it, but it's all in Japanese, and it's like, well, that's a bit of a problem. Right, so I can't quite tell exactly how to do it, but the pictures are okay. You can kind of look at, it's got pictures, and you can go, oh, I see. I mean, it's kind of it's designed for the everyday person, because the way to take certain things off is to use the actual car keys. It says so in the thing. It's like, use your car keys to turn this, not an actual screwdriver. Use car keys. I was like, well, that's nice. And I managed to accidentally break my car keys. Like, I broke the casing off the plastic off the transponder bit, or the button bit, and it was like, oh, actually, those are the batteries, and they look like standard batteries. Because I've been a bit worried that at some point the batteries are going to go flat, and I'm going to have to change the batteries. And I'm like, well, do I have to take into some special shop to get the batteries changed? It's like, oh no, you just have to pop off the cover, and that's a lot easier than I thought. Alright, so now we're on to this thing. Enough about cars. And here. And here. I did drive my car a long distance, comparatively. Over 500 kilometers in one day, which is more than I have done for many years, and never something I have done on my little tiny car, which doesn't really feel like it's designed at all for traveling a long distance, but it held up fine and didn't explode or anything. Though there's a couple of potholes that I don't think my car liked very much. It's not big enough for that. And the thing is, when you're out on an open country road and you're travelling at a reasonable speed, you don't really have time to see them so easily, and then you don't have time to go back and make a note so that you can make a complaint to whoever's actually going to fix it. Though I am going to complain, because there's a couple of places near where I live that have annoying holes in the ground that really should be fixed. And you're like, well, maybe they would fix them if they actually knew they were there. But then you read stories about potholes being there for a month, for years, and no one's fixed it. And complaints every day. But I'll find out. There's definitely one that I want to complain about and say, can you please fix that? Because my car is tiny and I don't really want to drive over that, because people with their much bigger cars can just drive straight over the top and not have to care about it. But it doesn't sound good when I drive over those things. So they're turning it over, and then we've got to put, what are we putting on here? What are these things? Oh, it's here. They're clear, so they're not very easy to see. And how am I supposed to know where on earth these are supposed to go? And I can't, for the life of me, tell what those arrows are pointing at. So we're just, I'm going to leave those until we actually have to attach them to something. I'm assuming they just attach to these guys. So they just have a hook on their arm, a clear hook on their arm. So they're going to look like, I mean, it's interesting that these hooks are clear, because it kind of feels like they're implying that they're invisible. So it would look like they are just floating in the air. So they do just plonk on. I think they actually go like this. That's quite cute. Alright, so we'll take this one. This is actually a little printed piece, and it's got Pantasy written on it. What a very silly name. But that's okay. And then the bear goes there, and the other bear goes next door to it, and then these things go on the side. There's not a lot to say about that, but we must be getting pretty close. What are these Technic pieces for, though? We haven't got to those yet, but we will. And then I think it's just going to go under here. I feel like this is a dangerous step, that if you push too hard it the wrong way, the whole thing will just fall apart. But that's what it's looking like so far. It's not too bad. Now we're going to make all these balloons. So we'll get the balloons together, which I didn't actually realize these balloons are transparent. They don't look quite as good as you would hope when they're transparent. They look like those almost homemade candies that, well, they look like, you know, the what are they called? The ones that you get in the 40-hour famine. But because you can see the inside. What are the purple ones for? We don't do the purple ones. We just do this one. And turn the page. And so this is what these things are for. All right. And that one goes there. That one goes there. And we're supposed to do this twice, but they only tell you that at the very end. That goes at the back. There's quite a few holes here, so looks like there's going to be a bit more action happening. And we get this one. Well, there's quite a few balloons, so it's not over yet. And then that one goes there. This goes there. And that one goes there. And then we've got our second big balloon. So it's starting to look very carnival-ish, which is always a nice thing. And then this purple thing is getting me confused, because these are all the no, they're not all the same. Oh, that's weird. They're not the, okay. I thought they would be the same shape, but they're a different shape to these ones. These are like the normal size, long, elongated ones. And these look more like your LPG canister or whatever it is that you've bought to do your whatever you do with those things. I had a friend who got a gas canister to heat up the house, and I thought it was a terrible idea. It didn't smell very good. I'm sure you're not meant to burn it like this inside of a house. But there you go. Anyway, so we've got to do that. I get the feeling we're just going to make, well, hold on, we just made one. I've run out of pieces. No, we've got to make another one. I don't have, oh there it is. I was going to say, there isn't another one of those. But there is. I feel like there were more balloons on the front of the box. What am I thinking of? Maybe something else has more balloons. I mean, that's a common thing to think, that there's more balloons out to get you. And this one goes there. Oops, did this wrong. That goes there. And of course I have lost the last... What? I've lost the last little... Oh dear. Oh look, that's where that piece went. It was on the brick separator the whole time. So that's good. That means we just got to find the piece that looks like that little black grey piece there. And it should be... there it is. We're all fine. Maybe we can actually get this thing completed the proper way. So we have to take these pieces off here. Just to get to those two. We can use the brick separator. Alright, I've taken very long because I've been very slowly talking here, haven't I? I haven't done anything exciting. I haven't said anything. All I've been talking about is my silly car. Which is what... I was supposed to go and get another quote for some rust repair today, but it was pouring with rain. And it was like, I don't want to take my car out in the pouring rain to get rust repaired because, you know, it's only going to make things worse. Just got to avoid the rain. So I'm going to do that on Monday because today is Friday. So we've done it. We've fixed that up and it looks like that. So I kept thinking, why am I thinking this? No, it's not on the box. I kept thinking somebody was holding a bunch of balloons, but they're not. So why do I think that? I must have something else where someone's holding a bunch of balloons. Or maybe I was looking at something. Okay, there are a few more things. There's these things, and they're little Pantasy coins. That one also says Pantasy. And they just go in the back. So that's what this is for. This is where you put the prizes. But there's an awful lot of pieces left that I haven't used, so I must have made a mistake somewhere. Haven't I? Alright, so how do we make these little... what did I do with them? I put them over here. So they look like this, and you put those... Oh gosh. I just dropped a pile of screws on the floor. And so that's one hammer. That's two hammers. So the guy with the very weird t-shirt. Now I think about it. What has he got on his t-shirt? I don't know. It's a strange t-shirt. So they've got that, and then they can smash things, and it will be great. And we've done them. And so that's it. So I don't know what all these pieces are. I guess these just go in here, don't they? I must have missed that step. So one goes there. But then, no. Because then there's no ones for there. Maybe those are all just the spares. What was this piece for? What was this thing for? This was meant to go somewhere. Oh, it's meant to go... Oh, no, I've used it. So, and you get another one of those. So I don't know if these are actually officially spares or they're just things that they accidentally gave you more of. But anyway, we've done it. It looks like this. That's where the extra hammers go. So he stands here. It's a bit of a silly situation because there's no way that guy is going to hammer anything from there. But that's what it looks like, and it does kind of work. And how does it look? My opinions. It looks fine. It's quite fun. It's very pink and lavender, and it's quite good quality. So my first experience of Pantasy brand. This is their Joyside. Is that Joyside the actual? This is the set name, right? This is Joyside, which is brilliant. I think that's the best. That's what we should actually call it in English. Instead of saying sideshows or something like that, it's a Joyside. But I like this actually. I'm going to buy another one of these. Good quality Lego, fake Lego, pretend Lego, brick toy. Nice box, a wacky character, cartoony on the front, and everything was there, and so and some, you know, creative decisions, and definitely putting some extra effort into this. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good evening. Bye.